What is up, everybody? Welcome to today's video. Today I have another crazy story for you from my client, George. Let's call him George. I always change the names of my clients because of their privacy. But this is another crazy story that will show you that there can be blockers inside you that you have no idea where they come from, and they stop you in business 10, 15, 20 years afterwards still. And it's crazy, and you have no idea where they come from. And this is a very good example for this one, right? So George had an agency running with, I think, 5 or 6 clients, and he made approximately 15K. And he was stuck on this 15K since months. And that's why he came to me and he's like, Johannes, let's do a one-on-one. So he booked a one-on-one with me. I talked to him for approximately 5 to 10 minutes. I'm like, okay, so George, what's the problem? Yeah, I don't know. I'm stuck with my agency already since 9 months now. I'm on the same revenue level. I'm like, okay, you're getting new clients in, or like, yeah, yes, I get some clients in, and then I lose some clients again, but I'm always approximately on the same level. I'm like, okay. So why do you think this is? I don't know. This is almost cursed. I don't know, what is it. I'm like, okay, I ask you a question. You said you have 15, you make 15 grand, you have like 6 clients. How many people do you have working for you? No one. I'm like, what? Why? Like, it makes no sense. Why? Just like, come on. Like, why? I mean, not even an inbox manager. He's like, nah. I'm like, why not? He's like, because I don't know. I don't trust him to do the work as good as me. I'm like, okay. So why do you believe that? You think you cannot train them, or what's the point? I mean, there's a lot of other people that train their inbox managers, or maybe you find even someone that is really good at it and you don't even need to train them, like me, for example. I was very lucky. Yeah. No, I don't have anyone. I'm like, okay, so why do you think you don't have anybody? Because I don't think they do it as good as, yeah. What? No, because I don't trust them. Okay, what do you mean you don't trust them? Now we're getting somewhere. Like, what do you mean you don't trust them? I don't know. I don't trust them. Just don't trust them. I'm like, what do you mean you don't trust them? Like, who you don't trust? The people. Like, I don't know. In general, I'm like, what do you mean in general? You don't trust people? Yeah, I just don't trust people in general. It's very hard for me to trust somebody. I'm like, okay. And since when? He was like, I don't know. My whole life, I guess. I'm like, okay. So, can you remember when was the first time that you thought that you cannot trust people? He was thinking, and then he went really sad. Like, he made a really sad face, and he said to me, like, yeah, I think I remember. I'm like, yeah, you don't need to share it if you don't want to, but like, yeah, I want to share it. I'm like, okay, so what happened? Yeah, I was maybe 7 or 8, and I always had like, school plays and football games and stuff like this. And my father always said he's coming, and he never came. And he also was an entrepreneur though, so. And that was, for me, I remember when I was sitting there and I was just putting this belief in myself that I cannot trust people, because that's how I felt. Like, he told me and he promised me, and he never showed up. I'm like, okay. I mean, it's obviously a sad story. I understand that. But like, do you think that, like, this is like, how long is this ago now? I don't know. What was he? 28. So 20 years ago. I'm like, oh wow. Okay, so you're still suffering in this, like, 20 years later. That is crazy, right? How you think does it sound from a neutral standpoint? Like, yeah, crazy. I'm like, okay. Do you think you can forgive your father? How is your relationship to your father today? Yeah, good. He supports me because I'm an entrepreneur, and he's an entrepreneur, and he really supports me with that thing. And so I'm like, that's great. So you think you can forgive him for what he did at this time? Yeah, I believe I can do that. I'm like, okay, so what I want you to do is have a conversation with your father. Go to your father. And maybe even tell him if you want to that we had this conversation today and I thought it was a good idea to resolve this kind of trauma, all right? And go to him and tell him, like authentically, how it made you feel. And tell him that you, until today, have the feeling that you cannot trust people because of what he did. Just tell him. It will be not an easy conversation, all right? But I'm 100% sure that maybe he will reassure you, right? And will ask you for forgiveness. And this will help you to understand that maybe you can trust people again. You think it's the try worthy? Yeah, okay, cool. So one more thing. Do you think that it was your fault that this happened? No. So, but maybe you had the feeling that it was your fault at this time. You think so? Yeah, maybe. I'm like, okay, so when you look at this now, do you think it's your fault that he didn't come? No. And you're an entrepreneur yourself now, so you know how busy you are, right? So you understand it maybe even a little bit. Yeah. Okay, so do you think you still have to keep on this belief that you cannot trust people? No. I'm like, okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to go there to your father, you speak it out, and then basically you let me know how it goes, right? And then let's see, okay? And then we had the whole call basically was continuing, and I helped him with a lot of other stuff. But I told him, what I want you to do is speak this out with your father. And when you're done with that, then maybe you're ready to hire somebody, right? And make a proper SOP and hire somebody and put the trust into it and just give it a go. You think you can do that? Yeah, cool. All right. So he kept me posted. I always keep them accountable. He told me, yeah, I spoke to my father. Yeah, it was amazing, blah, 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 blah. And like, yeah, I'm going to hire somebody now. And then, I'm not joking, like 3-4 weeks later, he sent me a message saying, Johannes, I hired an inbox manager now. He's super great. And I just scaled the company like to 20 grand. Like I got 2 more clients in now in the last 3 weeks. I'm like, voila, amazing. This is exactly what you needed, right? So this is what I mean with it. So why I'm telling this whole story? Because do you think George would have ever by himself thought that something that happened to him 20 years ago, right, would still block him today in his business? And that's why the reason why he can't scale his company. Never in freaking life he would have come to that. And that's what I mean. And that's the technique that I use, what I call the neuro implementation protocol, that in the end, it's just really understanding where the blockers are, right? And really finding what's going on here. And most of the time, it's not difficult for me. I'm talking to somebody for 10, 15 minutes and I understand where the blockers are because it's most of the time obvious, right? But the thing is that we are, as human beings, we never think of that because we just basically identify ourselves with our blockers. So we just like, because something happened 20 years ago, we are like, we don't trust people. You understand what I'm saying? So we identify with a situation that happened 20 years ago, which has nothing to do with our natural success mindset, with our free spirit, like I explained in another video. Like normally we have a natural success mindset, so we don't, and normally we come on the planet, on the world, and we trust people. If you see kids together, they trust each other. There's no like, I don't trust this one. I don't like, no, they just trust each other. They come together, they play together. It doesn't matter which color they have, like it doesn't matter. Like children just trust each other. That's what we do. And then something happens and you stop trusting people. And that's why it's a situation, and the situation becomes you at the end. And 20 years later, you cannot basically employ people in your business because something like this happened decades ago. Understand this. It's another example of why this work that I do is so powerful. Because it's really digging up the shit. It's understanding, hey, there is this, and trust me, I just started now Limitless Rewired with a group of 11 entrepreneurs. And even if the people first of all come in and say, nah, I don't have that many mental blockers. Trust me, you have them. It's just maybe they're not directly on the surface, but if you dig deep, they are always there. Everybody has them. It's impossible that you have an education and and the school and everything and your whole youth without traumas, it's impossible. Then you don't have a life. Then you basically like when your lifeline is like this, you're dead, right? So like there's no way. There has been stuff that happened that maybe blocks you until today. And this is exactly the work that I do. And when you do this as an entrepreneur, when you unblock yourself, basically, you can become unstoppable, because these blockers, they can stop you massively in business and you have no freaking clue about it, right? That's what I wanted to tell you today, okay? And if you have the feeling that somehow something is blocking you, start to question the things. Like if there's something that is always blocking you, like for example, let's say you're also stuck with your business, right? And you are plateauing on 10 grand already since a long time. Ask why. Why? And you will find the reason and come to the essence. That's basically how it works. And if you don't, then you can hit me up. I can definitely help you. If you want, connect with me, let me a comment here on YouTube, connect with me on LinkedIn, send me a DM there, say, hey, Johannes, I saw your video about the unblocking thing. Can you help me? Hit me up. All right? Happy to do that. Okay, guys, that was the video for today. I hope you learned something, because I think it was really insightful. Like there's so many different blockers like that I can tell you that I'm always finding that keep people blocked 10, 15, 20 years ago. And then when people normally go in therapy, and that's the thing, that approach that I don't like about it, you learn coping mechanisms. How do you cope with that you don't trust people? BS. Like, let's be real. Like, this has nothing to do with the real you. Just because somebody sometimes implanted this into your brain doesn't mean that you need to adopt it. And especially not that you need to keep it 20 years later. You understand that? It's insanity to me. So that's why for me, it's just understanding where it comes from, then really like resolving it and understanding, hey, this is not me, because the most important thing that you need to understand that you are not your mind, you are not your thoughts. The problem is that most of the people, they think they are their thoughts. They're like this voice that always talks, like I call it the gremlin. If you want to watch another video, the imposter syndrome killer, where I talk about this more, where I'm speaking about the voice that is always talking to us, and most of the time talks as negative. When you don't understand that the voice is not you, bro, it screws your life, right? But when you understand that, you can basically say like separate yourself from it, right? Then you can really grow in your personality, in your life, and in your business especially, because your business is a reflection of you. All right, that's it for today, guys. I wish you a beautiful rest of the week, and I see you in my next video. Bye.